Alright, greetings YouTube. Squibward's first video ever. History in the making right here. I'm gonna go over a new Yu-Gi-Oh deck that's gonna be up and coming soon. I play it in tournaments, very handy Gusto. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are skeptical about it. It's a good deck that runs all around against any other deck. Usually not your best choice, but it's really fun deck to play, I think. I like to play random decks that people don't. Makes me look a lot better than playing a Twilight deck like most people. It's a synchro deck, really good with synchros, really not as fast and spammy as a lot of other decks, and not as predictable because a lot of people don't play it. Alright, here, let's get into it actually. Staples in a deck. Um, Mirror Force, Solemn Warning, stops attacks, 2 Compulses, Solemn Judgment, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole with Priority Gone, really handy, comes up against just about anything. Magic Cylinder wins a lot of duels, you wouldn't believe it, but they attack, high beater, you got nothing on the field but a trap, flip it, you win the duel. 2 Dime Prisons, good for attack, banishes their monster, they can't get it back, very handy. That's your basic traps. You're not going to want a lot of traps in it because you don't want a lot of sets and a lot of upsets. Your spells are even fewer. I have a Pot of Duality for draw power. I'm going to take it out eventually, but it's just handy at the time. 1 MST, Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, and a Dark Hole. Gets things off the field, gets things on the field. Well, it's just handy staples. 5 right there. It doesn't take off. Alright. This deck relies heavily on monsters and getting things from the grave back into the deck. So the way I do that is 2 Raikos, destroy something, mill 3, gets monsters into the grave. Um, Another monster I use, Winged Rhinos. You'll see how it works. What it does when a trap card's activated, it returns to the hand. So one of your traps, one of their traps, anything activated, you return it to the hand. You'll see what it's good for here in a second. Battle Fader, good to drop. They think, they have game. Their Heretic Dragon spams the field 5 and like attack 2800, and then you're like, drop Bader. And they're just really angry. It's a really fun card to play, really handy in this deck. Um, Next, I'm going to show you 3 other spell cards that I forgot to show you. Divine Wind of Mist Valley. It's a field spell. It's your major card in the deck that you want. Really helps the deck run. What it does, since I run 3 of them, once per turn, when the monster returns from the field to your hand, you can special summon another one from the deck. So, Winged Rhinos on the field spell. They activate a trap. I return Winged Rhinos and then special summon. So it gets around T-King with searching. You don't have to add it to your hand. You can just special summon a monster, special something stronger, special something with an effect for the next turn. Really handy. You can use it on your turn, just like the compulsories I showed you. You can use them on your turn to return your own monsters. I've used it before. It's really handy. Like I said, getting things from the deck, from the graveyard back to your deck. I use 2 cams in here. Handy draw power. I shuffle 2 Gusto monsters from my graveyard to my deck and draw 1. Mini Pot of Avarice. They're still at 3, 1700 attack, 4-star. Synchro with them. Very, very, very useful in the deck. I tried having 3, but it was too much bringing back to the deck and not enough in the graveyard. 2 Tengus and 3 Birdmans. I was running 3 Tengus until they went down to 2, and then I started running just 2 because I only could. The 3 Birdman, I wanna go down to 2, but at 3 right now, it's just handy. Gives you more opportunity to draw. You guys know what those do. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, I hope you know what those do. a non-synchro card. Say they play something that won't let you synchro, won't let you, you know. And so Windar, non-synchro 6-star, and you don't tribute for it. The way it comes out is you can tribute for it, but the way you can use Kodor or you can use Thunderbolt. 3-star, 4-star, handy. When Thunderbolt's destroyed over here, when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard during your opponent's end battle phase. So they're like, attack, destroy your Thunderbolt. Okay, it's in the graveyard, so what? It was face down defense. You don't lose anything, you're like, oh, special summon during your turn. Remove it from play, special summon Windar for your next turn. Kodor destroys a monster, special summon Windar. That same battle phase, Windar can attack. The reason I have one Windar in this deck where most people wouldn't run it is it's a handy thing to go back against, and then when it destroys a monster, you summon a level 3 from your graveyard. So what happens is, say you tribute it, but you attack over their Thunder King, for example, 1900, that Thunder King's destroyed, and you special summon a level 3 from your graveyard, and then it sets you up main phase 2 to synchro, or just to have another monster on the field that battle phase. So you summon level 3, you destroy another one, and you get 2 cards on the field one turn. The main engine of this deck is a 9-card loop running 3 Eagles, 3 Guldos, and 3 Windas, or Windas, I guess. The way this works is when each of these are destroyed by battle, it summons the next one up, is the way you want to run it. But I found out you can run just the bottom 2, or you can also run the top 2 if you get fidgety and the loop doesn't end up right. Way Eagle, destroyed by battle, special summon a level 4 or lower non-tuner, summons Winda. Or if you want to summon like Cam, you can, or you can summon Thunderbolt, or you run out of loops, you can summon something else. Winda lets you summon another tuner, because it's not a tuner right now, but you summon another tuner, you could summon an Eagle, if you have those in your deck, or you can summon a Guldo preferably, because that sets off the loop and you can keep going. And then Guldo level 2 or lower, you can summon an Eagle preferably, or you can summon a Winda or something else lower than level 2, but there's not much. That's the basis of the deck. It really comes out. I'll load up another video after this today of showing how it plays against a deck. Like I said, it was a synchro deck, so it does synchro pretty hard at 5 and 7 with your 4 and your Eagles at 1 and your Goldos at 3s. It summons 7 really easily, so you want to have 2 scrap archfiends that are like this. 2700 feeder, not too sad if it gets destroyed. Oh well, I'll get another one. And then they're like, oh, I destroyed one, and they're like, oh, I have another one in my side deck that you can bring out. Very handy at 2. Um, Black Rose Dragon, just about said Red Dragon Archfiend. Black Rose Dragon, 7-star, destroys everything, if they spammed really hard, or if they're running low on cards, you destroy everything, and then they can't really bring anything else out. It's really handy to have. Then 5 Catastor. I mean, there's no really other 5-star synchros in here. Vortex Whirlwind is in there, but I don't ever use it. Catastor is your main if you don't want to use a Gusto tuner or Gusto synchro. Anyway, moving on. Gusto synchros. I run 2 5-star Guldos because it comes up a lot more often, and a 7-star Diagusto Eagles. Both these destroy cards. Your 5-star destroys face-up monster only, which returns 2 cards in your graveyard to the deck, destroy a monster. This one is destroy anything face down. So return 2 monsters from your graveyard to your deck, destroy face down spell, face down monster. They're both very handy. No one expects them. They're still 22 and 26. Very, very high attack cards in the new formats. Um, Other random synchros formula with if I drop a battle fader or armory arm I haven't used yet, but when Hidden Arsenal 6 comes out, I imagine I'll use it more. Um, 2 and 4, 6, good to have in there. It happens. Don't use it too often. 2600 beater. Um, I'll show you these. Um, Stardust, not really useful. Colossal Fighter, I mean, if I get them out or I have to, I spam 8 really hard, which I don't really do because I don't like to, but if I do, it does work and they're very handy. Next two 8s, Red Dragon, Archfiend, and Blackwing Dragon. Really goes good against chain burns. Um, doesn't let you have effect damage, destroys all the defense marshmallows and things like that that can't be destroyed by battle. If you can't get over something, 8's really good and easy to go into. And I found Blackwing Dragon actually does a lot more good than you would think. Goes good up against Insectors with damage, goes up against Chain Burn, and can also, I found, really do some benefit against the new Heretic decks, which it seems a lot of people are playing. Alright, that's the main of the deck. Like I said, I'll get up another second video of the Gusto going against something else so you can see how it's played. And then the only last thing I have are the side decks, main cards. I can add another Rhinos, another Windar, another Kodor to get Windar out. Just handy cards to throw in. Find that you can't synchro a lot. Hunter Owl. This was in my main deck for a while, but I took it out. It's 1,000 4-star, but when another wind monster's on the field, say you spam really hard, it gains 500 for each wind monster. So it by itself is 15. It with Kodor is 2,000. Kodor destroys something, you get Windar. It's at 25. Destroy something with Windar, get something else. It's at 3,000 by the end of the battle phase and still hasn't attacked, and you just summoned it that turn. Really handy for monsters. Macros, Cosmos, and Dime Fissures. They're really handy against Insectors. Really useful against Windup. You wouldn't think so because you send your own cards to the banishment. But it hurts them more than it hurts you, turns out, because once you get them off, you don't have to send them back to the deck. Really handy to side in. Um, your 2 Gusto, 1 spell, 1 trap returns Gustos from the grave to the deck, get an effect like the Synchros, but without getting the Synchros out. They're handy, but I don't use them enough, and I would rather Synchro and then know I have something to use in the grave than just having them out there. They turned into dead draws. One, I tried Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. It's good with the field spell. You return a monster to your hand, they return something to the top of their deck, you special summon another monster. It was good. I just never had the field spell out and drew it at the same time. Um, so I haven't worked out the side deck. Hidden Arsenal 6 comes out, this deck will change enough where it'll be a lot more competitive. I'm going to add some other things to the video, but I will post some more videos of showing you how this deck works. Hopefully you guys like it. First video ever. History in the making right there.